So welcome to the next topic in the types of support and resistance, and this topic is all about trend lines. So what are trend lines? Trend lines in essence help us to go ahead and justify the type of trend that we're in by connecting in an uptrend at least 3 lows, or in a downtrend at least 3 highs. We then expect these trend lines to go on and continue acting as forms of, in this case, support. And in this case, we'd expect this to continue acting as a form of resistance. So that's the idea behind trend lines. Now, it is very, very important that you quantify all of your swings, okay? And one thing that's very important once you've quantified your swings, you absolutely must have at least 3 points of touch points for each trend line. So you can see here are my 3 points where I join together, continue to act as support, and in this particular example here, I expect for at least 3 times a touch on the line of resistance for that to then continue acting as resistance. So to summarize, at least 3 touches, you must quantify your swings. I cannot overemphasize that enough. Let's now go on to look at some live examples. So traders, let's now look at some live examples of trend lines. Here I am on the daily coffee chart. I've got a multiple set of examples for you here for trend lines. They're relatively easy to find. You'll see that the price ascends in a certain way and comes back to a certain slanted level, in this case of support. Look at the support that's being provided by the line. Each time the price retraces to the level, it bounces off. Now remember, we would need at least 3 touches on a trend line for it to be valid support or resistance for us, and you can see very quickly here we do acquire the 3 touches that we're looking for. So the first one here, the second and the third. From this point onwards, we can draw this line and project it forward into the future and look to this to act as a multiple level of support. So you can see here, take a look, you can see the bounce offs that we're getting off of these lines, absolutely incredible. You can see how it's conforming to the line, coming back to it and bouncing off with quite a bit of momentum. So you can see trend lines can be useful. Again, they're not something that can be used solely by themselves. I would never recommend that. However, if you're looking to place trades, what I would say is the best thing to do from an educational perspective, is just purely to look at multiple sets of signals. That's the way to do it. Don't look at just one. When we build a trading strategy or trading system, we need multiple parameters, multiple criteria for these to be conformed to. And that's very key here. So these are the trend lines on the coffee chart. Let's take a look at another example later on the coffee chart just here. You can see most recently, in fact this is absolutely recent, very interesting, the fact that you've got multiple touches off of the coffee chart. Look at the way that the trend line is being conformed to, 3 touches, and the 4th one is ready to be monetized just there. So again, even if we do retrace back up to the trend line, we can look at one of the parameters here for us to be able to take shorting opportunities as it touches, for it to bounce back through and then come back down all the way, and we'd be looking to make money off of levels of resistance this trend line is providing. So that's the idea behind trend lines. Let's look at one other market before we conclude this topic off. So once again, here a trend line providing a level of support on this NASDAQ 100 daily chart here, which is of course one of the big US indices, looking at technology companies. Look at the 1, 2 and the 3 that we've got there, and then all of these touches here can be monetized just then. Look how well the trend line has been obeyed for such a period of time, over a year. This is January 2017 here, going through to January 2018. So for the whole period of the year, that trend line was obeyed, it was looked after, it was conformed to. So this is the way in which trend lines can help us to provide opportunities to look for levels of support for bounce off type strategies or breakout type strategies if you're trading the contrarian move.
We trust you enjoyed our Traders Education Center tech video. To unlock the full tech modules for free, click on the link below and hit the subscribe button. Then go ahead to register with your contact details and create your unique username and password to enjoy the fully unlocked tech modules.